everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to 121 weeks without prescription medication for rheumatoid arthritis. It is a big day. It is an awesome time to be celebrating every single Tuesday. I will continue to celebrate. I will continue to talk about it. I will continue to do live video about it. So if you're hopping on, say hello so I know who you are. But today I wanted to share with you some really simple truth about what it is that I eat, how I move, what has changed, and something that you can do right now in your day to change your health forever. So forget about this mess behind me. I am not an organized person, but I will tell you, 121 weeks. I can say that when I originally decided I was going to remove those medications and I started with one pill less each day until I completely got rid of all of them, I never thought, hey girl, I never thought that I would be without medication, right? If you are a person who is an RA warrior, you know what I'm talking about. You go to your doctor, you maybe get your prescriptions changed, maybe you get injections, maybe you have infusions, I don't know, there's all kinds of things. Luckily, my disease never got to a place where I had to have injections or infusions. But here's the real reason behind that. My insurance would not cover that stuff. So that wasn't even an option in my world. My doctor did just randomly tell me, take more pills if it hurts. And that was kind of the care that I received. So when you're thinking of, okay, well, she's medication free and she did that on her own and that's really irresponsible, I want you to understand that the relationship that I had with my rheumatologist was not a good relationship. She was not necessarily a very caring doctor, and it was like I never had any patient rights. I didn't understand that I had a voice. Till one day I just decided I had a voice and I was going to take it into my own hands. So that's my story with how I removed medication. And it was all very based on nutrition. This is not mumbo jumbo. This is not like, if you think that you have to take pills, I want you to really consider what you've got going on in your fridge or your pantry and look at alternatives, because real food will change your life. Okay. I don't eat anything crazy at all. I eat pretty boring, really, and I don't eat anything extreme to the point where I'm not eating certain food groups, like no animal proteins, right? Like I know that's a big one, especially if you are in the autoimmune community. Being a vegan is a big deal, right? It is supposed to completely help remove inflammation from your body and all of these things. And I want to dabble in that because I'm interested to see the difference. I know how I feel right now with how I eat, and I want to see what it could be, but I have not gone down that path. So I want you to know that this is sustainable for anybody. This is not just if you have rheumatoid arthritis either. This can be anything. If you're struggling with some kind of condition, granted, you need to talk to your doctor, especially if you have a good relationship with them. But if you know your body and you trust your intuition about what it is you're feeling, then I think you go for it and you don't look back. 121 weeks later, still going strong. Still not on any medication. Still not really caring what my, rheumatologist might have to say about that. I don't know. So that's my story. How I eat is very basic. I try to remove all dairy. So like no cheese, no milk. I do right now use supplements that have whey protein, but I was not using them before. I'm actually doing this workout program that, doesn't require them, but suggests them, and it's helping. And I'm noticing my body is reacting very well to them. So that's a benefit for me, because I was in a place where I thought that all dairy was the devil, basically. But dairy just doesn't do good things to my digestive system, so I just decided it's not worth it. Grains, no grains. I am grain-free. Grains they're my weakness. I love anything that is baked with wheat flour. It's in my genes, it's in my DNA, it is in my pastry heart, but it is not conducive to me living a pain-free life. So therefore, I don't eat bread. I really, really try to avoid rice, and every once in a while I'll let it back in, and every once in a while that pain just knocks me on my ass. So it's never worth it. Grains are a killer. They're probably the worst food group for me to eat. So while I say I don't, restrict certain food categories, grains are one that I do restrict, but I still eat carbs. So I want you to understand that this is not any kind of, whatever. I'm not removing any specific food group, so I still eat fat, I still eat carbs, I still eat protein, okay? I just eat them in different ways. I eat what is okay for my body, and I've tested a lot of different foods, and I've been my own guinea pig so that I know, yes, this is okay, and definitely not on those. It's funny because certain things do cause pain. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's just me being stubborn. For example, certain coffees I've found will cause lots of pain, and that's just one thing I don't give up. So you have to know your limits, and you have to be willing to maybe live how you want to live in order to still enjoy the things you want to enjoy, right? It's not to say that I will never, ever eat anything that's made with wheat again, because I will. I can guarantee you I will. But I don't eat it every day, and I definitely don't consume as much of it as I used to. I used to rely solely on, I was a big, big, big cereal eater, like huge. Like that was totally my jam. And I don't know why, but I thought it was healthy. So, I grew up thinking that that was an actual healthy choice, and it wasn't that they were horrible. I wasn't just eating Lucky Charms all the time, but I was eating a lot of cereal, a lot of heavy grain, and that was causing a lot of inflammation. It's crazy when you start to remove certain foods, you realize how bogged down your body has felt. So that was a big eye-opener for me. As far as movement goes, I still work out every single day. Actually, halfway through my program right now, today was halfway mark, so day 40. This is a big deal. Because of having rheumatoid arthritis, and I was diagnosed officially in 2011, but I've had it since 2010. I was a cake decorator at the time. My doctor told me to go back to school, get a different career, because cake decorating was going to destroy my body. When you get those kinds of, horrible news, like that kind of horrible news, and you really do change your entire life, like I went back and I became a teacher, you don't think that you're able. You really lose a lot of hope in what you will physically be able to do in your life. Now, if you don't battle something like rheumatoid arthritis or something that is a chronic illness that, debilitates your body, where people do become disabled and cannot work. Like, this is a real thing. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, and you're probably thinking that I'm just crazy. You think of arthritis as an old person disease, and you think that it's just, having a hard time walking. And that is so not what it is. So not what it is. But I don't have time to go into what it is today. I just want you to know that the idea of being able to lift any weights at all, especially with the majority of my disease being in my hands and wrists, it was almost impossible mentally for me to even grasp the idea that I was going to be able to do any of this. So the fact that I am now on day 40, and I've been doing home workout programs for 2+ years successfully, I'm not saying I'm the trainer and I'm doing it hopping around like a bunny like she does, but I'm saying I'm doing it successfully for myself, and more than I ever thought would be possible. And yes, bread equals sugar, but it's so good. Sugar is delicious, but it's not good for you. With that in mind, it is crazy to understand that once you get outside of your own head and the removal of the medication was a big milestone. It really did trigger something in me, confidence-wise, to just say I can push myself a little bit more and test the limits, because that's what removing the meds, every single day that I took a pill away, it was testing my limit and, knowing okay, if it doesn't work and I still, I feel worse tomorrow, I'll just put them back on. I'll just take them again in the morning. It's not that big of a deal. I had nothing to lose, right? I was in pain on the medication, and I figured if without the medication, I'd still be in pain. So what difference did it make, right? If I'm supposed to be taking these prescriptions, why are they not helping me feel better? And then it really dawned on me when I started to remove the meds and I changed how I ate. I was not in pain anymore. Like, I hadn't felt that good since I first was put on the medication, and it worked like a dream, right? Because that first time you take your medication, as a person who has been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, I swear to God, it worked like that. Like, it hit me instantly that night. As soon as I took my first methotrexate and my first prednisone prescription dose, it was like gold. And the pain was gone. And I slept through the night. And it was just the craziest feeling ever, because I had lived in so much crazy, horrible pain for so long, and I had no idea what was going on with me, that it was like this miracle, right? The same feeling happened when I removed the medication, but I changed how I ate. It was like a miracle, because I was in pain on the meds, and then I removed them, and I started to feel so much better. Like, I could, wake up, and I didn't have to wait 2 hours for my body to kind of limber up. Like, I didn't have to take a really long hot shower so that my wrist didn't ache without doing anything to them. Like, all of these things, it just felt freeing, aside from the fact that I wasn't putting all those chemicals into my body anymore. So with that in mind, the whole, yes, you have confidence now, you can try something different and you're going to win. Like, you can do this. You did that, why not try something else, right? Keep going, keep building up on this. So doing these crazy programs, they're not that crazy. They're really not. And I'm not using 85-pound weights. So don't get this crazy, she's a bodybuilder. I'm not. It's a big, you have a lot of limiting self-doubts and beliefs, and it's a big thing to overcome. And it's a big thing to push past that. And some days aren't great. Some days are horrible. Some days I do not even, make it through every move. But most days I try to continue and I try to push. And that is how you see progress. Little wins every single day. You have to be grateful for whatever it is that you can do that's going to be better than you were yesterday. And it does not mean you are perfect. It means something very tiny that happened today that you are happy about, that you hope happens again tomorrow, and maybe even a little bit better, right? So that's the movement part. What has changed? Everything. Everything has changed. So much confidence, so much belief in just knowing myself. If I were to talk to that same doctor today, it probably would not be kind. And I don't say that to be disrespectful. I say that because I have a voice today. I never stood up for myself, ever, as a patient in that rheumatologist office. Not once. She would talk about her horses. She would talk about, this person. I'm not kidding. She would talk about other patients, and the consults were usually about 15 minutes. She'd refill my prescription and send me on my way. And I hope that no one else has to go through that kind of doctor-patient relationship. I understand that's not a normal doctor-patient relationship, but that's what I dealt with. And that is why I took matters into my own hands. With that, taking matters into my own hands brought me a lot of confidence. And the confidence that I have now allows me to stand up for myself against a lot of different things. A lot of things that I would have never, ever guessed I would have a voice on or even be able to share, like sitting here on this video and talking to all of you. It is a crazy realization to be that little kid who was always the shy one and, hiding behind my mom. And now I'm here sharing with the world. So know that just because you were told you were a certain way, you don't have to be that way. You can be bold, you can be loud, you can be whatever you want to be. You just have to be willing to step into that greatness, okay? And the last thing, what will change your health today? So a big tip, a big secret that is not so secret, that is not anything that you cannot literally go into your kitchen and get right now. Drink water. If I could tell you anything that will completely change your health, it is to drink water. If I sit around and drink nothing but coffee all day long, trust me, I want to, my joints die. They are horrific the next day compared to where they were if I would have drank water, right? So drink your water every single day before you drink anything else. You are supposed to be drinking at least half of your body weight in water in ounces per day. I try to aim for at least a gallon of water. I have 32-ounce bottle. I drink 4 of them per day. That gets me to my gallon. Okay, so that is my tip for you. If nothing else speaks to you on this video, drink water. Go drink some right now. And if you don't like water because it's boring, too bad. Chug it and just go. Like, I'm not saying you need to drink ice water. Drink like room temperature water. Drink whatever kind of water is going to go down easier. I have found it needs to be room temp. I can chug it and it goes down really fast. If you have to have ice water, drink ice water. Whatever it is, make it work for you. If you need to infuse it, you can add lemon, you can add cucumber, you can add all kinds of stuff, okay? So keep it light. Do not add sugar. Do not add any of that nasty chemical shit that comes in a little squirty. Like, don't use that stuff. Just use real food, okay? Those are my tips for you. That's my celebration on this fine Tuesday. 121 weeks, no medication, rheumatoid arthritis at bay. I'm going to say, I don't think it's in remission. I've never had a doctor tell me it's in remission. I go back and forth with a lot of people about that. I don't know. And I'm probably not doing it the way that anyone thinks I should be doing it, but I'm doing it how I want to do it. And I know my body, and that's what I'm going to say about it. Be bold. If you know you can do something differently, then go do it and try it. You're out nothing to try. Worst case scenario, you stay back on your medication. You're fine, right? So understand there are options. You can do something different. If you feel like you want to do something different, go, try, be. Like, it is not written as a law that you have to stay on medication, okay? So that's my 2 cents for you today. 121 weeks. Never expected to be here. Always, I still have the medication sitting on my counter because you never know, right? Right, I think it can go now. It's definitely expired, but I'm gonna let you guys go. Go enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Have a fantastic, beautiful afternoon, and I will talk with you all later. Bye, guys.